The young man disguised himself as a rich second generation to participate in a matchmaking show. As soon as he finished his self-introduction, the female guests went crazy and turned off the lights. 7 out of 10 lights were extinguished, and the scene was extremely awkward. Little did they know, they had missed out on an extraordinary individual. It turned out that the young man's mother was the head of a multinational corporation, and his father was a legendary figure in the international mercenary world. In his home, a casual potted plant could be worth hundreds of thousands, and any painting hanging on the wall was a genuine masterpiece worth tens of millions. The courtyard was filled with limited edition luxury cars. However, the young man himself was completely unaware, as he had been a left-behind child since he was little. 10 years ago, in order to save up for his dowry, his parents went their separate ways. His mother went overseas to do business, and his father joined a mercenary unit. They left and didn't return for a full decade, with no news at all. He finished university on his own, and was packaged by the show's director as a fake rich second generation to attract viewers. Unexpectedly, a classmate from his university showed up at the show. The girl knew everything about his family, and exposed his true background on the spot. The lights went out. The director was stunned, but the ratings soared. The show immediately launched a mystery millionaire family segment. The young man's face turned pale when he saw this. He knew his family was actually in financial trouble, and if the truth came out, his fake rich second generation identity would be completely exposed. But the director had already prepared a ruthless contract. The bonus was only 10,000, but the penalty for breach of contract was a staggering 1 million. He had no choice but to agree. Unexpectedly, as soon as the camera turned to his home, his mother, who had been away for 10 years, suddenly appeared. She excitedly welcomed the show's crew, completely unaware that her son had just been humiliated, and this filming completely changed everyone's perception. The camera panned over the windowsill, and the female guests ridiculed that even the plants looked wilted. But at that moment, the live chat exploded. That plant was actually a nationally rare species, with a market value of 6 figures. The next scene was even more astonishing. A famous painting appeared in front of the camera. It had once been sold at an auction for 10 million, but the young man's mother said it was just a small trinket given by an old friend. The host thought she was pretending, and sat on a nearby stool to rest. However, the sharp-eyed audience noticed that the stool was actually a century-old imperial artifact. As explosive information from outside the venue came one after another, the female classmate in the venue was still relentless. She publicly humiliated him, calling him a fraud, and incited the entire audience to denounce him for deceiving the show. The director also took the opportunity to force him to pay the million-yuan penalty for breach of contract. At that moment, the director received an urgent signal from outside the venue. The camera cut to a row of top-tier luxury cars lined up neatly. Several bigwigs from the collecting world had come in person, just to pay their respects to this ordinary mother.